Hey guys, Gameboy3800 here once again, and nope, I can't get it any more angled better than that, so, case unboxing. I've done many of these before. This is number 4 billion, and as you can see by the box, it is an NEC Versa N21. Now I got this because it looks very similar to my Bolide case or Phantom A20 case that I took a look at before. I'm hoping it's gonna be all cool like the Phantom case. The box so far is being annoying, having to be undone twice at the top. And today we're going to be installing only the drive, I think. I may try to install the motherboard, but the motherboard needs some more stuff on it first. So we'll see what happens. Taking it out of the top. It's a pretty light case. I'm going to toss the box aside. I'm going to put the foam back inside the box. Actually, the foam, it is hard foam, so be careful. Be careful you don't break it. There we go. There's just an instruction manual and more foam. Or what is it? Styrofoam? Regular foam? I don't know what kind of foam anymore. We got a plastic bag over the case. Let's toss that in the box as well. And then we get some plastic all over the front, top, and side. Let's take it off. Almost tipped the case over. Put that back in the box as well. And it looks pretty slick. Very glossy piano black plastic on the top and front. And then aluminum side panel. Actually does have quite a difference in color. You can really see it in this angle. On the left or right, back side panel, whatever side panel it is, does have a bulge in it so that we can easily cable manage without too much issue. Taking out the thumb screws, we get a good look on the inside, I hope. Comes off nice and easily. Gonna put this aside for now. And here we get a look at our accessories box. If it'll come out. It's not going to come out this side. Okay. But on the back here we do get some cable tie points. Here, here, and here. A CPU cutout up top. And then a spot to put an SSD. So that's all good. Let's take a look at the other side. I'm not going to take off the side panel window because or side panel plastic because I don't want the window to get scratched. I don't know if it can scratch easily, but I don't want to risk it. This is a unit that's going to be for sale. So off comes the side panel. Second one at least. And here are the hard drive caddies with our accessories box. Hard drives can fit a standard 3.5 inch, and it does look like, let me just confirm this. Oh wow, this hard drive has no second screws to screw in the front. That's very odd. No. Very odd. It does not look like you can fit a 2.5 inch drive in these. So you're going to have to be watchful of your placement. taking off the front panel, we get a good look at the whole plastic bit. So in the front we do have a fan spot that is actually partially blocked off by the top riveted 3 1/4 inch bay here. Oh, here's a spot where you can put in another SSD. The 3 1/2 inch bay also has something inside of it to have a 2 1/2 inch drive just fine. That's actually very good to see and know. So it gives you a 120mm fan on the back. How do we get the top panel off? Just like that, I suppose. I'm going to undo this gigantic twist tie. And all the front connections are up top. You can see up top here we have power, reset, headphone mic, and one USB 3, along with a couple of USB 2s. It has one USB 3 knocked out. I don't know why. I've never seen one of these cases with 2 USB 3s on it. So now that the chassis is bare and naked, we can see that the top is way raised out, so you can easily fit a radiator and not have the radiator or fans interfere with the motherboard, so that's good. Power supply area does have some rubber stoppers to keep vibration away, and the bottom does have a power supply dust filter. And now with all the panels and everything off, it is a very light case. It fits a full ATX board. First, a PCIe bracket can be unscrewed, but all the rest are bend away, clip broken things. The back can only fit a 120mm fan, and no other options there. Looks like you could easily fit a larger ATX board. It looks like for standard ATX, most of the standoffs are installed. You may have to put one more here by the graphics card holder, but it looks like they have all the main ones already there. So that's good. Sturdiness, even with no other side panels on, it is very sturdy. It's not bending or flexing in too much anyway, except for if I really press down hard this way. With the side panels on, it's not going to go anywhere. This is a very rigid case. I really don't want to know why. Can you even? So here's our 120mm fan here. Looks like you probably could screw it in front. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. So it looks like you can fit 2 in the front, 2 120mm fans in the front. And we can screw them in, I think, by using some of the accessory screws. I think they have an option in here to let you do that without issue. So you can't fit a radiator in the front, but you can at least provide some front airflow. And that is the case. It does provide to you some nice long screws to screw the fan into the front. So that is what I will do. I'm going to put the fan wire down through the bottom and through the back to let it manage good. And where's my screwdriver? There it is. Okay, so that's good. I was wondering how they're going to fit a fan behind it. And the answer is you don't fit a fan behind it. It is in front. So maybe you could somehow throw a radiator only on the front, but it would be very difficult to do. Let's not do that too hard. And there we go. I could fit one more. I probably will. There is enough long screws that they provide for just such an occasion. I will let you know that this is only a $60 case. And so far it's impressing me. I did not think you'll be able to hold the fans in the front after seeing that you can't really get to it from the back at all, but they surprised me this time. And it does provide full support for, it looks like, up to 2 SSDs without issue. So that's good. I'm going to get one more fan here. And low on these air-cooled fans. So because this case is going to be used for my Theory X build, I will see if I can fit the radiator on the back over here. But if I can't, it seems like there's definitely enough room up top to give it enough clearance and not have any issues. Alright. And in case you're wondering, I almost always max out the fan numbers on cases like this because, well, they're budget cases. They either have no good fans or they don't fill up all the fan slots. Alright, 2 more there. And then the back one will also be replaced with a non-broken fan if I have any more. Alright, and here is the last long screw. I was thinking for a second that it didn't come with one, but I was wrong. I have used Thermaltake cases in the past, and they were good. There's one other one I had that had a sound dampening foam on the side. And the foam could have been of higher quality, but it's something. It needed to be re-glued a little bit. But it was also about the same price, $70. And it was good. Alright, both fans are in. Alright, last fan here. Usually with these kinds of cases, they have very short, very poorly threaded back screws for the rear fan. Let's see if that is the case here. No, these are nice and long, have a very good thread. Very nice, impressive for such a cheap case. Yeah, so far this is getting a good thumbs up from me. I'm having no issues with clearance. any tight or stripped screws. All the rivets seem to be holding. The one issue I have is the top radiator things are a little bit bent up, but I think as soon as the radiator is in place, it will do just fine. The big question here, alright, it was a 3-pin, I was going to ask that later, but 3-pin fan there. Big question here is, how will the radiator fit on the Fury X? Actually, I should wait to put on the back fan until I'm ready to put the entire system in there. But for now, I will only put in the... You know what? This will be a good time to test everything. So, I will be back once I have all that I can build inside here. I won't have the power supply with me yet. And I also don't have the RAM, but I can install everything else. So I will see you when that's all installed. Alright, the motherboard is in. I would like to let you know that a Pt.2 does fit, but just barely. It's like half an inch away from touching the side panel. It is it's about as close as you can get to having an air cooler. So I just thought I'd let you know. Now, all the standoffs were perfectly aligned. I had no issues getting the motherboard in. All the screw holes were well placed away from anything else. And I think I'm ready to get the video card in here. That will be the big challenge. So I'm gonna now take off this back thing, and I'm gonna have to bend away one of the screws or rear panel things. And I just realized now that this motherboard has a USB 3.1 Type-C connector. That's pretty cool. Oh wow, this is a flip-lock thing. Cool. That fell. Alright, I'm going to put this with my collection of other little things. And this one I'm going to have to carefully bend out. There we go. Now there's trash. Now the big question, what about the Fury X? I will put it in the top slot. Oh, yeah, that's right. This motherboard has a Express 1 slot up top instead of a 16. So that's that. So another one has to break away. There we go. That's unlocked. Trying to make sure that everything's aligned good and without issue. Alright, that is the Radeon card in there. I need one of these screws to lock it in. There we go. Alright, there's that one. And then here's this one. It will be difficult to cable manage as such a short card, but I'll find a way. Alright, so with that, now this express bracket has to go back in its spot, and it goes in without issue. Alright, now the big question, as soon as I screw this back in, is what about the radiator? Where am I going to put it? How is it going to be orientated? If I can get it on the back, that's where it will be. It looks like it's going to just clear everything I've got in here. Ooh, but it's going to be impossible to reach the CPU 8-pin connector. But let me make sure it's all going to fit. Yes, it will fit. I would not be able to do a push-pull on either the CPU tower or on the GPU radiator, but it will fit all here. That is really good. Now I'm going to put the radiator down at the bottom until I can get the power supply in and wire everything up. That 8-pin connector is going to be a pain to get to. I'm going to probably have to unscrew the motherboard a little bit to get it to fit through. But so far this case has really impressed me. Question, can I fit the radiator on the top without issue as easily as I can the back? It's going to be, I think, an even tighter fit somehow. I think I would have to remove the CPU cooler in order for me to get to that. No, I got it. Alright, up top. I would be able to put it up top as well, but as I was afraid, or what it seems my fears have come true, that I would not be able to put a second radiator up top for like the CPU if I wanted to water cool everything. How am I going to get this out of here now? The answer is pretty easily, actually. The screws on the Gentle Typhoon seem a tad loose. Actually, very loose. Wow, good thing I noticed that. Alright, so that means if I can get the GPU radiator up top, that means I could get the CPU radiator on the back and have a full liquid cooling thing, and still have both things running cool and without issue. So this case has more than impressed me. It seems to be 100% compatible with everything I'm throwing at it, and I've only had one hiccup at the very start of seeing where the fans go. I'm now going to put in the hard drive, or solid state hybrid drive. This is like the old school days where you, where you needed to have both side panels off to get to each side of the drive. but it seems like it's working nicely without issue. I will get all sides of the drive screwed in. Can that fit through there? No, it cannot. Okay. Time for the manual drive. That's going to be... Okay, this is going to be annoying. It's going to be the first real annoying part so far. Other than cabling. I'm not sure how this will do with cabling. And it would be a lot easier with a magnetic screwdriver, but my magnetic one is too fat. But I think this is a good stopping point as soon as I screw these in. It fell again. I need is a long magnetized thing to hold it in place, but I don't have one of those. So I'm gonna, I have an idea. Oh, there goes the radiator. It's not hurting anything though. There we go. Now this can stand up on end or have enough magnetism to, nope. Okay, well I'm going to figure this out on my own time. As for the case, it is good. I actually do recommend, getting it. Or at least I don't oppose you getting it. One thing to note that I just found out, if you lay the case on its back with the side panel off, you could and probably will bend the 2.5-inch drive holders there, as I just did. So, yeah, that's going to be it now. If you enjoyed this little review, go ahead, leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course subscribe. Thanks, Game Way Out, I'll see you next time.